It's Week 11 of the National Football League, and our focus goes to Trayvon Mullen. His season mark is now up to 42 tackles after last week's game. It's the Raiders and the Barons under the lights on Thursday night.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight we start Week 11 of the NFL season with a good one here between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Brooklyn Barons. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Brooklyn ball club. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they've been the talk of the NFL so far. 9 wins in their first 9 games.
And some people subscribe to the theory that a loss might not be the worst thing for them. They've had it easy all year long. How would they do handling adversity?
Season is hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
It's been fun to watch his development through the years, and right now what you see is a very confident quarterback who has a strong sense of self, totally understands the offense, and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the run.
Carr right away going to look to throw. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. Well, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Throwing again on second down. Carr, catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A Raider first down, Carter Renfrow. Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys that have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
From the 40 now on second down. Carr. Catch made here by Campbell. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10, as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. The connection with his running back, Josh Jacobs. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. On play action, it's Carr. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down. It's caught here by Adams. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of regret there because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here, just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on 3rd down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? that drive continues.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now Carr again. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he is going to lose yardage here. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Now Carr. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Carr now to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And his kick is indeed good, and the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. Well, given where they started that opening drive, CD, I think to get 3 out of it, probably a pretty good start that they'll take.
I think you're exactly right about that because they just shook off the effects of the kickoff in field position and took the ball, moved it downfield. Didn't pay off with a touchdown, but that drive, that was really nice for them, and they did come away with 3 points.
And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU with Zach Wilson.
And what was really attractive about Zach Wilson coming out of college, coming out of BYU, his ability to create and make plays when many people thought they didn't exist. But what's been even better is watch him improve in the pocket, able to hit the back foot, make the right read, and the right throws.
Wilson's throw complete there to Moore. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. 7 yards there and a 1st down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, it had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And some room to run now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one a 14-yard play, and it keeps this drive moving. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Play action. Now Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Hall ought to give up the middle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Vision and speed, 2 of the attributes that you might say are important for a free safety, and we saw both in evidence there.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And the next-gen stats tell the story as he was traveling at better than 19 miles an hour. They'll run for the first time with Michael Carter. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Wilson. And Davis has it over the middle. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Wilson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out, and they get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
Like
a really good backhand.
It's a nice top spin on the whole bit. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff. Second
drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They'll have very good starting field position here as they try to break our tie, and they start 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Hall. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. We're taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago. 24 carries, 108 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And check down, complete to Hall. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. On now is the kicker, Jason Myers, for the field goal try. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. Myers' kick is good, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Fielded just outside the goal line, and he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Carr going to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. Now a play fake. Carr. Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. All right, Charles, we've spoken about this offense plenty, how great they've been all year. 9-0 now, into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites, without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and a perfect season?
I think it's themselves. I think it's their team, how they approach things, how they conduct themselves during the week, practicing, getting ready, and then going out and playing. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal at this stage. Doesn't matter if it's a weak team you're playing or not. Look, when I talk with one of the best golfers of all time, He told me he never played against the field. He just played against himself and his own standard.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Caught on the right side by Adams. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. The numbers for Adams in last week's game. 6 catches, 89 yards.
And you can tell early, they're going to look his way quite a bit, and he made himself available on that one.
On second down, Jacobs. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On first and 10, here's Carr. Quickly, a slant to Renfro. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Here's Jacobs on first and 10. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Second down, Jacobs once more. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Got an open man, that's Campbell. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
On first down, Carr. Got his, and oh, he coughed it up. And it'll be a turnover. This is going the other way.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches. 18-yard line.
6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Raiders 3.
Second quarter now, it's Brooklyn in possession, as they've got it with 2nd down and less than a yard. They go play action with Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a 1st down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Play action. It's Wilson. He dumps this one off here to Hall. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd.
Straight ahead is Hall. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
He's brought down at the 31. It's a gain of a yard.
They'll run with Hall, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Out now is the punter, Braden Mann.
And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Try to run for it with Jacobs. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be the call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
He's got the connection to Moore. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
On 1st down, Wilson. Again, he finds Moore. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Here's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Throwing again here, Wilson. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They go play action now. Wilson rolling to his left. And that will be incomplete. On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go.
And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. Throwing his Carr on third down. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now it's Wilson. And that is caught. It's Davis. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's good for 28 yards.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So they move from 136 over to the other as they come up on 1st down. Now it's Wilson. And he'll find Hall. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
A handoff for Hall.
It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up
Throwing is Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Chandler Jones has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And that will keep this a 3-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now Wilson. He gets it underneath to Hall. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
He was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Now Wilson on first down. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Wilson. And Davis with it left side. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Out is Myers for the Seahawk field goal. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Now the Vegas offense heading back out there. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. To throw on 2nd and 10. Carr, he finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Throwing now is Carr. Caught out right by Renfro. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted. Second and 10, it's Wilson again. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. On third down, here's Hall. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number one. Here's Braden Mann now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up first and 10 at the 40. To throw is Carr. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. To throw again on second down. Carr. Over the middle, complete. It's Jacobs. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. On first and 10, here's Carr. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Paris Campbell as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are. But this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 4-point game. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. Some good games starting in the early window on Sunday, and one of the big ones features the New England Patriots as they'll square off against the Miami Dolphins. Good games in the late afternoon as well, one being out in Santa Clara, where it'll be the 49ers taking on the New York Giants.
And then finally a good one on Sunday night between the Buffalo Bills and the LA Chargers. On now to a check on the next-gen stats for the Raiders in that first half. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, on the other side, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. On the draw, it's Hall. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 38. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. A pass complete downfield to Renfro. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A gain there of 21 yards. Carr now on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room. Too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
Play action. Now it's Carr. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and controlled you have to remain as a defender. That's a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Carr looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. On now is the field goal team here as the Raiders will try for 3. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick here is good. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And this will be a touchback. Barrios deciding not to bring it out. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A touchdown would tie it. They trail 13-6 as they come up with a 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hall. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. On 3rd down, Wilson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here. 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. That is caught downfield. It's Waller. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there, a 22.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Carr. Throw left side here, complete to Campbell. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Here's Carr to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Carr. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field, things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now this throw caught left side. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one good for 26 and a first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory, right at the 40. Here's a give to Hall. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Hall again on 2nd down. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 51 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Here's Hall again. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Matthew Ioannidis in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Now they're set up nicely at the 45-yard line after the missed field goal from 55. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On play action, now Carr. Over the middle, complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. Quickly a slant to Renfro. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Carr to throw again.
The left side throw complete to Adams.
Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Carr now on first down.
He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Looking to throw again on second down. Carr. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Now Carr. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
On now is the field goal team here as the Raiders will try for 3. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And that one makes this a 10-point game at 16-6.
A second field goal here this 3rd quarter, and his 3rd of the game so far.
He's been an important part of the offense, that's for sure, and they may need him again before this one's said and done. So I would treat him like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Leave him alone and let him focus.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send down the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
58 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
It was a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
On first down, right back to Hall.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd.
Now it's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a halt. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 33. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the 4th.
Handoff, running left. Here's Hall, taken down at the 30.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
Throwing is Wilson. He'll get this one complete to Davis.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Hall again on second down. And a good job by the Raider defense yet again as they drop him for a 2nd straight loss. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there. Myers' kick is good, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. Open man is Uzama. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, who dumps this one off here to Hall. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson forced out to his left. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And the Raider D, they get the football back. So they finally get their first trip to the red zone, and it ends with nothing.
And that's what I'm going to focus on with you, because you teed it up really well. Finally get to the red zone. So there's got to be a little bit of frustration because they haven't moved the ball as well as they wanted to all game. Now they get there, but we got to go for it because we don't know if we're going to get back here again. We don't know how many opportunities because they've been sputtering a little bit.
Absolutely. At this stage in the second half, to get there and not get it for the first time, tough. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Carr now to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
If we go back to the last series, remember their coverage allowed them to get a turnover in the last drive, a takeaway. That helps contribute to a sack on this one. I think maybe this quarterback's a little bit hesitant. Last time he turned it over, now he sees his zone coverage a little bit slow to get rid of the football.
So now Carr and the Raiders dealt a 3rd and long after that sack. They'll set up a throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give him 9, though, on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. And they'll send out their punter now as he'll come on and kick for a 6th time tonight. This is taken at the 15. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock. And this is 2nd and less than a yard. Shotgun now for Carr. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Now Carr on the bootleg. On the move to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Here's Berrios.
It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now Hall to start the drive. Pass at 20 for a short gain, 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Wilson to throw.
This pass out wide to Hall.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
They'll give to Hall.
And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves to James.
I was used to joke with my teammates who carried the ball a lot. When we got in these situations and they were carrying us home, I used to tell them, boy, you guys just look like Paul Bunyan, just growing stronger, bigger, tougher. And all night long, he's carried this team.
He has indeed. Everything magnified right now. A huge 3rd down conversion.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 39-yard line.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll go again with Hall.
Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try to make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run.
Straight ahead is Hall. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. To throw is Wilson. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 23. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson.
He gets it underneath to Hall. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Wilson. Escaping the pressure. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson.
On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Picked up by Tyree Gillespie. And the Raiders have just about sewn up this football game.
Well, you can see what they were trying to do. Just send those guys out there to make a play, but that is a costly interception.
Yeah, that's kind of like the backyard. Everybody go deep, and let's see if we can find someone. 4 verticals in the route. Any other time of the game, I love the call. But here, you're not going to hold safeties. You're not going to hold corners with any looks because they know what the situation is. Ends up throwing the interception.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Carr to throw. Caught out right by Renfro. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A 40-yard punt, no return. The situation for them offensively as follows. Down by 7, a little over 50 seconds remaining. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down. Throwing now is Wilson. And this one is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Wilson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the Raiders have just about sewn up this football game. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. And they take a knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders.
And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now, let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future, they've got work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for Las Vegas,
they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Miami next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.